Yo guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at stash management in Escape from Tarkov. Let's go. When you first come onto your stash on Escape from Tarkov, you're going to be looking at this limited space that you have in your stash inventory over here. There are ways in which you can organize your items in order to maximize the amount of space that you have. For the moment, ignore my lucky scav junk box because we'll get into that in a little while. Just imagine that we're a brand new player and we're trying to figure out how to get all of our items into our limited space. So the first way in which to organize is to stack your backpacks. Just because you have, say, 7 or 8 different backpacks doesn't mean that they all have to be individually placed in your stash. You can place them inside one another. So for instance, inside of my large 6SH118 backpack here that I have, I've then got 2 more backpacks. Then inside the day pack, I then have a scav backpack, another one, another one, another one. So as you can see, just by putting all of those inside this one backpack, I've saved a large amount of space within my stash. Now, you can also then start adding other items inside that backpack. So for instance, I could start adding in this and these magazines and whatnot. And it's all creating space that I can maximize the stuff that I can bring off of a scav per se into my stash and not worry about losing space. So this is all about maximizing the room that we have. Another way in which we can also maximize space is if you've got a foldable stock on a weapon. So for instance, this one here, if you press your middle mouse button, it will fold the stock, which as you can see saves me 2 spots. Now you can also take items off of a gun to make it not take up as much room. So now you can see it's a single entity. So now we could put that in a backpack and then place these items elsewhere, which is also saving space. Now another way in which I like to manage my stash is if in raid you find a large tactical rig, I use them as medication storage as I haven't got a med case yet. So for instance, inside this large MK3, I've got numerous medication items, and I've also done the same with these 2 as well. And I'm just sort of using them as my med storage until I have a med case. Now, if you had all of this in your stash, you can see the amount of space that I've saved just by using 3 tactical rigs to store my medication. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail on all the various different types of cases you can have, but there are some that I'm going to talk about that I've got in my stash here that aren't too expensive. So if you find that you're accumulating a lot of various different money, obviously the stashes, especially for the rubles, are limited to 500,000. So if you've got all of these, if you've got lots of money and you've got different piles of cash littered all around your inventory, purchase yourself a wallet. They're not going for too much money on the flea market. Let me just check. Not going for a lot of money at all. And if you buy just one of those, they take up 1 slot in your stash, and within the wallet you've got 4 slots. So straight away you are saving space. The most helpful item that I've got in my stash at the minute is my lucky scav junk box. Now, if you've got a lot of money, purchase yourself one. They're going for about 1.6 million rubles on the flea market at the moment. But what this allows you to have is all of this space. Now, this is ideal for storing barter items or certain task items. But I use it for mainly now when I'm doing a scav run. All of the stuff I find in raid, I just drag straight into this junk box, and I don't have to worry about trying to find space for it in other areas. Now, you can't store clothing or weapons or weapon parts, ammo, etc. inside the junk box, but it's a incredibly helpful item to have. Now, this tip is aimed towards your scav runs and how to maximize the money you can make from doing your scav runs. People tend to forget that you can sell all the weapons that you pick up to vendors or on the flea market as well, even down to the helmet you're wearing, the armor, a cap, sunglasses, etc. So we need as much room as possible, which obviously what the whole point of this video is. So what I like to do is load up your character, your main PMC character, before going into a scav raid, because trying to find space for a helmet or an armor or a couple of weapons or whatever can be difficult. So what I tend to do is I just drag stuff onto my PMC to make room. So for instance, this large backpack, I'll put that onto my character. This gun, I'll put into the backpack, or because I've got the armor there, I'm going to put the gun on my character, that gun on my character, and then I'll place that inside there as well. So now I've got all of this room to drag off all the items from my scav run. So as I said in the past tip, I will put all the items that I've picked up into my scav junk box, and then I've got room to place the backpack I might be carrying, or the armor, tactical rig, and the guns, magazines, etc. And then I'll just simply vendor them to mechanic or skier, or if it's clothing, to ragman, etc. So another really helpful item to have is a dog tags case. As you're going through your Escape From Tarkov career, you're obviously going to be killing players, and you'll be collecting their dog tags, which you need some for tasks. You can use them as barter items. So you can end up building quite a large collection of dog tags. Now, dog tag cases are going for quite expensive on the flea market, about 440 odd K, or you can buy it from Therapist, or I found mine in Mark's Room on Customs. It takes up one slot, and it allows you to hold up to 100 dog tags. So that is another really helpful space management item. So yeah, this was just a quick beginner's guide to a little bit of stash management. I haven't gone too in depth, but there are numerous other types of cases. There are grenade cases, there are weapon cases, documents cases, but you will earn a lot of these as task rewards, but you can also find a lot of them on the maps in marked rooms and high loot areas. So just keep an eye out for them. If you've got any questions, comment down below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next one.